What is up, everybody? It's Dr. Vibe here, host and producer of the award-winning Dr. Vibe Show, the home of Epic Conversations, and I'm the host of Epic Conversations 2020 Best Podcast News Award winner, 2018 Innovation Award winner given out by the Canadian Ethnic Media Association, and I co-host and co-produce the only online show in the world for dads and fathers that is sponsored by Dove Men Plus Care, and being part of that team. It's not a big team, but it's a good team. We reached out to directly and indirectly to over 100,000 fathers in the world in the year 2021. So as always, I like to say you're blessed, highly favored, a magnet for miracles, and a solution for someone's problem. And you know that on the Dr. Vibe Show, we love introducing you to new friends, new family. And we've got new family on today. I've known her for a while, but this is the first time we're really doing anything face-to-face digitally. But if you're into vegan food, if you're into good food, if you're into desserts, you got a sweet tooth, this is the place to be. Whether you're watching live or replay or listening on the replay, it's all about this. So today we are chatting with Adrian D Smith. She's the founder and CEO of Adrienne Classic Creations, LLC, a young company producing 3 dessert categories perfectly suited for today's healthier eating consumer profile. And these categories are sugar-free, gluten-free, and traditional, and they're all made from natural ingredients. Oh, she's got my ear, she's got my heart, she's got my stomach. And I do, we'll leave it with the stomach. By premier contract bakers and frozen to ensure freshness, and then shipped regionally in the United States to satisfy the ever-growing appetite of the health-conscious consumer. Her company became an LLC in 2010, and she has spoken and contributed to different media resources all around the place. So you know what? I'm hungry. So you know what? We're hungry. We're hungry for Adrienne. So Adrienne, what's going on? How you doing?
Hi, Dr. Vibe. It's great to be here tonight.
Right back at you. So good to have you. How's your day been?
My day is excellent.
Good.
How about your day?
Blessed, highly favored, magnet for miracles, solution for someone's problem. It's been an amazing day. I am so excited to have this conversation because we've been bouncing back and forth for a while, and it finally happened. So
yes,
we're finally here. Yeah. So, you said a different word when we were off camera, but we're not going to say that word. And I'm going to say, and we have to give a hail up to Mario Armstrong. He's a mentor of both of ours. And if it wasn't for Mario Armstrong, we would probably not be on your monitor, or you'd be listening to us.
That's
because of him. So Mario, huge shout out. Thank you so much. And we're dedicating this conversation to you.
Yes, Mario.
Yes. And your wonderful wife, and your wonderful son, and your wonderful family, and your wonderful team. He'll be happy because this is success for him. This is what he's all about, seeing you and I win.
That's it.
All right. Well, let's talk about it. So let's get a little bit of story about you before you became the dessert queen for us people who want to lose weight or want to keep our weight down. Where did you grow up? What was life growing up like?
Well, I grew up in Philadelphia, and my parents are still here, thank God, with me. And we basically cooked a lot. My father's an excellent cook. He was always health conscious. So I learned how to cook from my dad and my mom, but mainly my dad. Okay. And we had certain chores we had to do. So I learned a lot of my cooking from him, which led me up to being healthy because I had no choice. He was basically one that stood for good health. So after that, like when I turned 12 years old, I became allergic to seafood, definitely allergic, which gave me severe allergies. So that my body, basically, I'm allergic to a lot of things, which led me to cooking more healthier. And that's what led me to the vegan world, basically, because I was trying to come up with ideas on how I can come up with alternatives for healthy cooking for other people as well as myself.
Wow. Well, I want to go back a little bit about the growing up stages with Dad as a cook. Now, what were some of Dad's specialties when you were growing up? What were the things you said, Dad, I could eat this from you every day?
Back in the day, my dad would make a peanut butter pie. He,
I've never heard of
yeah,
that.
yeah, he made a peanut butter pie a lot. He would make the best whipped potatoes. Um, he had a lot of different things he would make. He used to make shrimp back in the day, a lot
Mhm.
of different shrimp dishes when I used to eat, shrimp years ago. He had quite a lot of different things he would make for me that I really, really enjoyed.
Nice, nice. Um, First of all, a few other things too. Philadelphia, outside of probably Toronto, where I'm based,
Hmm.
I've had more people who are either living or born in Philadelphia than any other city in the world.
Wow, that's great.
So Philly strong as usual.
That's right. That's
Absolutely.
right.
Absolutely. And with your parents, they're still alive today, but what were some of the things that they instilled in you that you still carry on today?
My faith. They're very, very, very faith based. My parents are very involved in the church, and they both sing. So that was a pretty exciting thing. The whole choir would sing, my grandparents sang, my aunt and uncle would sing. A lot of
Wow.
people in my family basically are singers. So um, we've had many, many concerts, which I was involved in, as well as my parents. So faith has took me to where I am today. And that's how I get through life with God.
Excellent. Excellent. What were some of mom's specialties?
Mom's specialties was, let's see, what was her special? Dumplings,
Boiled or fried?
boiled. That was my favorite.
I don't mind
Slow
boiled, but
cook,
yeah,
slow.
but I love a fried dumpling. Oh,
Oh,
with a
really?
with I gotta. It's. I don't do it that much anymore, but fried dumplings come right out of the skillet, and you put some
Hmm.
butter on it.
That sounds good.
That's a West
That
Indian
sounds
thing.
delicious.
It
Yeah,
is. Oh, it's out of bounds. Out
yeah, that
of
sounds really
bounds.
good.
Out of bounds. Fantastic. Sorry to hear that you developed an allergy to shrimp at a young age. Do you
Yeah,
remember what that was like getting hit with something like that at such a young age?
I do. It was pretty frightening because first I would get, after eating it, I would have severe pain and cramps. Then when we all went as a family to Bermuda, um, I developed, my face swelled, my throat
Oh,
closed,
oh
and
no.
I had a problem breathing, and it was just pretty, pretty bad. And I had to go to a hospital. So you have to carry EpiPen. And when I go
Wow.
out to restaurants, I need to check and make sure that restaurants don't carry seafood or do they cross contaminate and things like that. So I pretty much have to be very, very careful going out to eat. It's pretty
Wow.
scary. So
Yeah.
12 to now, this is what I live with every day. So I basically don't eat in seafood restaurants. And if I do go to a restaurant with seafood, I have to ask questions or I just don't eat there. That's basically it.
As Mario would say, you've taken your lived experience and made something out of it.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow. All right. So you at a young age you got into baking and cooking. What was the first event that you had a chance to show your stuff?
With my family, I would host a lot of, which I still do, a lot of cookouts, family gatherings, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and I would have the family around. And that's when I'd make 5 or 6 different desserts and put them
Hmm.
all on the table for everybody to taste, which is what led me to the baking in the first place, as far as putting them in stores, because I would test still my family first,
Smart.
So that was the fun part. So they would tell me which they like best, what might be able to go into a store, because I just really became passionate about it. And my uncle had diabetes.
Oh
So
wow.
I
Okay.
decided to come out with a sugar free dessert for him. My husband had high fructose corn syrup he was allergic to, which started me into baking in the first place because I would bake all his desserts. So
Nice.
that was what led me into what I am so passionate about today.
Nice. So when this was all around in you and all around you.
Yes.
When did you know it was the moment to not just cook for family, but take it outside of the family to the public?
Well, I prayed about it first. And then I noticed that I had been baking a lot, trying a lot of things. Everybody said, you need to take this to a store. They would taste different things that I did. So I decided to take these two items to Whole Foods to taste them and also to determine whether they would like to carry it in the store, which it took a minute, but they said, yes, we'd love to try it. Let's try it in the one local store. And it became a hit. And then it went into other stores.
Okay, let's
So
stop. Let's stop there. Let's stop there now.
okay.
You dropped major name there, Whole Foods. All right. You're so quiet. Just Whole Foods. No. We're going. Hold on. Wait a minute. All right. Let's
Yeah.
rewind. First of all, why did you why did you choose Whole Foods?
Because Whole Foods to me is healthy living and healthy eating. So I'm taking a recipe that I made specifically in a healthy version and took it to Whole Foods. I felt Whole Foods is a wholesome, I love Whole Foods.
Okay.
It's a wonderful supermarket that has a lot of healthy uh, vegetables and produce and so forth. So I wanted to go there. They had name recognition, and I
Mhm.
respect a lot of the things they carry. I use a lot of
Mhm.
their products, so I wanted my
Okay.
product to be in there. So that's why I went there and approached them with it.
So how long was it from the time you said, okay, Whole Foods? So I want people who are listening to this or
Mhm.
watching this live or on the replay, listen to the process here. Listen to the process. So from the time it took you, you said, okay, Whole Foods is my target.
Mhm.
What preparation did you do before you even made the reach out? Let's take it. What preparation did you do before you reached out to them?
Yeah, there's a process, and first you have to find a contract baker that will make your product that you are passionate about, but you have to find a person that basically a contractor that is ethical in a sense. So they have to test your recipe. They have to get the packaging and the labeling and all the bells and whistles. They have to be audited in a sense of their uh, facility to make sure they're up to code. Um, so these are all the things that had to be done. So I had to research different contract bakers that will be able to mass produce my product. There's pricing that goes involved in it. So there's a lot of different steps that you have to take and make sure it's good for the contractor and also, of course, me. And then at Whole Foods, once you get all the packaging and all the product that is up to the specification of what you want. Then you go to Whole Foods and present it with the packaging and the labeling, and then see
Mm.
if they're interested. You see what I'm saying? So it has to first meet my standards, and then also packaging and everything to the store. The store also wants certain packaging too. They want it to be totally wrapped sufficiently so there's no um, customer that gets it, they open it and know that it's sealed properly. So there's a lot of different things that have to be in place before we can present it to a customer.
So when you first presented to Whole Foods,
Mhm.
how did that go?
Well, the first time, it, I don't think it went too well at first, but I am one of those that don't take no for an answer. So
Thank
I
you.
go to another Whole Food store in the same location around close by, and they were interested. And they said, we'll carry
Aha.
it. And they ordered an order, which was fabulous. And I had to do demos, which uh, when you do demos, you have people come in and taste the product, which is great. So they were happy with it. People were buying it, and it's now carried on the shelf in the freezer section. And it's
Now,
been since 2010 that it's been in the store.
what?
To 2010.
You're not joking.
No, I'm not. No.
Okay, so I love hearing the journey. So, who, if anyone, was helping you during those days of research, information gathering? Who were the people, if there were anyone other than yourself, that were building the dream?
My husband and I did the research. Him and I did it together as a team. Then we went to a contractor and we pulled them in on it as well. Um, that's basically the team. I have also people that do demos that may do it in various stores on different days to help promote the product and also have customers taste the product as well.
Nice. So you said the first presentation didn't go well. So you went to another store and they
Sure.
said yes.
Yes. And then what happens is if it does well in one store, you go to others until it starts to expand. And
Okay.
guess what? The one that said no comes back and says yes.
Okay. So I was just going to ask a few things. When they said yes, was your husband with you?
Sure. Yes, he was.
How big of a kiss and hug did you have after that yes outside? Like
A lot. But he's
beautiful.
one that doesn't accept no either. He's one of those, unless we go back, don't be discouraged. Let's keep pushing.
How important is it to have someone in your corner, whether it's a husband, relative, person you don't know, with ventures like this?
I think it's really important. We always wanted to start a business together, and it's been a blessing to work with him. So we basically are usually on the same accord. We discuss things. We talk about where we want to go. We have goals and objectives, and we want to take it further for other adventures, because I'm going to come out with something else that is even, going to go into hopefully Whole Foods as well. Working on it now. But I think it's important. It's a blessing.
Nice. Yeah. Now you said that after that one store said you still had to go to other stores to present. Wouldn't they talk about to other stores? Is there a reason why they didn't share that? Hey, we've got this great product; it's doing well.
Well, I left out a missing piece, and what we did, we went to the corporate office. What happened was they liked it so much, so corporate brought it on. That's how that works. Then it goes out into the other locations automatically. They pick and choose where they want it to be. And that's how that works with that. So when you go to corporate and you meet with them and they say yes, then you're really good, because then they're going to roll it out to the locations where they're, where they want it to be carried. You see what I'm saying? So that's the blessing part of it. You don't have to really go to each location. You just start somewhere, and then you try to have demos done so people can reorder, and then hopefully you'll be able to go out in other stores after talking to the corporate office, which is pretty exciting once we came home and found out they registered.
That's huge. Do you remember the first time you either did a demo or saw your product at that first Whole Foods store?
Oh, sure. I was excited. I took pictures and everything.
Nice.
And the demos were great to meet people that come up and say they really like it. They ask you questions. And it's really, really, really nice to talk to them in person. What are you going to come out with next? I'm going to tell you what I'm interested in. They give you options or ideas of what they may be interested in going forward. We're looking for this. We're looking for that. You think you can come up with something like this? So
wow.
I'm going to do it.
What is it like to get that? And we always talk about entrepreneurs get that feedback. What is it like to get that feedback that's honest, on the spot, real time?
It's great because the customer is everything. That's it. The customer is the person that you want them to buy. So you want them to be happy with what they're eating and what they're tasting. So to me, that's everything to me. And to be there and do the demo, there are times we did them ourselves in the very beginning. So
Mhm.
that was really a blessing to meet them and talk to them. And it was great. It was
Nice.
really great. And
What was the
so
first? What was the first product you put on shelf?
the sugar-free cheesecake, which is still on the shelf now. And I'll have to send you one, Dr. Rod.
Oh,
I got to
sugar.
send you one.
Oh, well, look. If and when I receive it, I will eat it live on air.
All right, great.
I will eat because it's really sidebar story there.
Hmm.
I have a great collaboration with them. Canada's number one Black Canada's number one magazine, online magazine, byblacks.com. And they are
That's
listed in the
great.
top 100,000 of websites in the world. And they
Hmm.
have 2 times a year, they have something called Black Restaurant Week, where they show
Yeah.
restaurants are showcased and they have
Hmm.
specialized menus from all the restaurants. So the first time I did it, one of the restaurants sent me food, and I was saying, what am I gonna do? So I said, okay, let me just go on Instagram Live and just eat my meal on doing a live. I was just going, why are so many people tuning in, watching me eat?
People love to watch people eat,
It was I
and they
just
love
went,
to look
I
at
found
you.
out something new.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and they were like they and so I was given the full description, really chewy and this and this.
Mhm.
So the next one I did, someone came on with food too. So we had together. They said, "You're not gonna outdo me. You're not gonna outdo me. I got my food ready too." So
Right,
it
right.
was just fascinating. But I love my dessert. So you have 3 different categories. Was that right from the beginning, or did that develop over time?
The first category was your traditional line, and that was for casinos, and I was selling in casinos at that time
Hold on, hold,
and getting
hold
ready
on.
to.
No, 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 no. Now let you away again now. Where you physically, how did that happen?
That happened with us trying to sell to casinos, and basically it's the same similar format, but I didn't have. I had to go do a tasting, so you lay all the cakes out and all the
Wow.
chefs come out and they taste everything and decide what they want. So I would take like 5 to 7 different cakes based on what their choice is, and they pick out what they want, and then we mass produce the cakes to them. And they go into the restaurants. And when you go to a restaurant or you go to a casino to eat, that's what you're eating. You're eating the cake that may come from Asia's class desserts.
Which was the more intimidating event? The presentation to Whole Food or the presentation to the chefs?
To the chefs.
I had a feeling it would be.
Because it's a lot of people at one time, you know.
Wow.
But you just do what you got to do. That's all. They're all harmless, but yet they're tasting at the same time. So you're wondering what they're going to say because you're chefs too. So
Yeah.
they're going to be a little more particular about what their
Discreet.
taste. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah. They probably have a different palate than
exactly.
the people at Whole Foods. Okay, sorry to
Right.
interrupt your journey. You were saying
That's
we'll get
okay.
back to the first category. I'm asking questions that I find what you have done and what you are doing and what you have fascinating. And
Thank you.
I'll be totally honest. There's a number of vegan chefs in the Toronto area that want to know how can I do this. So I'm having
That's
you here share,
fabulous.
yeah, having you share as someone who's been there and doing it, and also almost giving some mentor points
Right, right, right.
to
That's
these
great. I
vegan chefs.
wish
Like I know
someone.
one or two in particular that they say I haven't got everything. I just need to know how to take it to the next level.
Right, 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 right. And if they have
So
any questions, they can definitely reach out.
okay,
I just
I
want to
know.
tell you, any way I can help, I'll be glad to
Okay,
help.
okay, I have a young lady. I'm gonna definitely introduce you to each other because
Okay, that would be fabulous.
she needs that uplift. And again, I'm not in that category. I know a little
Mhm.
bit about, but you're in that category and you can provide her encouragement.
Sure,
So
I would love to help.
Much thanks. Okay, let's get back to your categories because we go off in tangents easily.
Yeah, so traditional and gluten-free. And gluten-free is, of course, a new one, and I'm getting ready to come out with something else. So these are just some of the things that I'm selling. And I'm not selling that in Whole Foods right now, but I'm getting ready to roll something out soon. So
what is your process in deciding products?
it's basically a thought, but it's also research that I do on what basically is needed in the industry right now. That's why when doing demos at Whole Foods, it's really important to listen to what the customer wants. And that is kind of like also you do your research on the trend and where things are going at this time, which is going towards gluten-free and vegan, and even more so, just totally healthy. So, and you have to make it taste good. That's another thing. It's hard to make healthy taste good, they used to say, but it's easy to do. You just have to know how to do it. Because people want cake that may taste like sugar, but yet they want it to be healthy as possible, but yet you want it to taste like it's would if you had sugar in it, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. 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 You have been doing this for a while. How has consumers' taste buds or preferences changed over time? Can you outline some of the ups and changes during the time? Because I'm sure what it is today wasn't was what is it what it was when you started, but I'm sure there may be some changes along the way. So could you share with our audience some of the changes that have happened and where we're at now?
I think some of the changes were that people, as far as desserts go,
Yes.
uh, they basically, I will say they like sugar type products back in the day. And now people are going more for the health. They're looking for sugar free or vegan or gluten free. A lot of people are going towards healthy now, which is good. That's where the trend is going.
So, and educate me and others here. There's traditional, there's sugar free, gluten free. What's the difference between each category?
The sugar free is just basically a sugar substitute that goes into the cake that is so many different ones you can use. It's up to the person that is basically preparing the actual cake or whatever, or pie. But there's a substitute that you may choose. You may use agave, you may use a different other type of substitute. There's stevia. It depends. There's some of them have aftertastes, some don't. I've tested a lot of them. Xylitol, some of those have an aftertaste. Some of them affect the performance of the cake. So you just have to determine what's best for you. Some people use organic sugar. That's okay too. Some people use coconut sugar, which has a low glycemic index. So, excuse me, it really depends on what the baker wants to use.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically the difference. Gluten free is basically where the flour blend, there's no wheat in it. So, but you can use use sugar or sugar free substitute. It's really up to you how you want to prepare it.
Great.
And vegan
Uh,
is also the same way.
okay. Okay. Let me ask you. Um, I guess there's two conversation pieces, but I think one will lead into the other. How, from what I see, and correct me if I'm wrong, it seems to be a little bit more expensive to produce what you do than traditional. Am I correct?
You are correct because a lot of the ingredients that are used are expensive to buy. So that's why it's more expensive to make. But
Are
if
you?
you're interested in your health
Yeah.
and you're passionate about having good health,
Yeah.
you will put out the money for something that may be a little more expensive to have a more healthier body.
And are you noticing that more and more over the years now?
Yes.
Okay. And
Yes, I do.
also, has your customer base changed any over the years?
My customer base is about the same. It just depends on the demographics and what store it is.
Right.
We have different types of people that are in different stores that are, they're different. So it's hard to say. It varies. But since the pandemic, I could say things shifted, um, and people are looking at healthy. But it's been a whirlwind with the pandemic as well because it's affected a lot of things as well. Things are
Mm.
different than what they were before the pandemic. So we're still finding out what the actual customer base is. You see what I'm saying? Because
Mm.
it's much
Mm.
different since the pandemic took place.
So you're reading my alleged mind. I was gonna tie the pricing and stuff with the pandemic. How did you overcome and deal with the pandemic?
It was tough. The casino business was tough. Why? Is because we had to stop.
Yeah.
We had just delivered an order, basically up to a casino, and a very huge order, and they basically were closing their doors as they were taking the cakes in that day. They were
Oh
2 years
wow.
later, we now coming back to that again. But Whole Foods was still up and running. People were going to the supermarkets for that, and that was good. But the casino business took a hit. So now we're
Mm,
coming back from that now.
good stuff. Just want to shout out a longtime supporter of the Dr. Vibe Show, Melvin Lars. I am fine, fine and dandy. We are here talking with Adrian D Smith, CEO and co-founder of Adrienne's Classic Creations LLC on the Dr. Vibe Show, the home of Epic Conversations, and I'm the host of Epic Conversations. What have you learned as a business person from the pandemic?
I learned never put all your eggs in one basket. I've learned that it's good to have more than one thing going. That's why I was into the influencing, um, as an influencer on, the platforms, healthy cooking, working with other brands. That is another option, another avenue that you can take in addition to having cakes. But never put your eggs in one basket. I think it's good to have more than one thing going if you can, because if something doesn't work, you can easily fall on another. But you don't want to put everything into one basket and then everything just comes crashing down.
You talked about being an influencer. How did that come about?
Came about because I'm passionate about healthy eating. So I wanted to share with others about cooking healthy. Um, Also, it came about even deeper because I had breast cancer in 2018.
Oh my
So that
goodness. Oh
was
wow.
a traumatic time for me, which led me and also pushed me to keep giving people healthy recipes. I felt as that helped me get through the whole thing, to be honest with you, because I was able to help other people in addition to that. So it was very important, and it still is, for all of us to eat healthy as possible to ward off other diseases that may come about, like diabetes and cancer and things like that.
Wow. As Mario would say, it's bigger than you, isn't it?
It is bigger.
And I know who you're fighting for.
That's right.
Wow.
Well said.
I, some way, somehow, I think there needs to be a autobiography or biography of your journey because you've overcome so much and you've overcome for it because your faith is centered and you know who you're fighting for and you don't quit.
No, no. I would love to write a book. I plan to. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, I love overcomers. I absolutely just love the overcomers.
Thank you.
Tell us some of the wonderful desserts. What are some of the most popular desserts you've had good response to over your journey?
Wow. Let's see. I know the
Cheesecake, obviously.
cheesecake, obviously. The carrot cake is another one. Uh,
What? Hold
yeah,
on.
sugar-free carrot cake. Which one do you want?
Any of them. Any of them.
Yeah, that's
Any
my
of them.
favorite cake, by the way. So I decided to make a
Oh,
sugar-free carrot cake, make it healthy.
and I know it doesn't have any icing on it, so I'll stop there.
It does.
Oh,
A sugar-free cream cheese icing, you have to have
oh, oh.
it.
I'm down for the count. So if you are watching live on the replay or on the replay, we're showing our dear friend's website. And hold on, this fruit tart. What up with that?
That's that strawberry and blueberry fruit tart with yogurt on the base of it, but it's a non-dairy yogurt, which is it's pretty good. It's real easy to make on an actual tart, pastry tart that you put in the oven. Then you take it out and you put the yogurt on top of it. You put the strawberries and blueberries, cut it and eat it.
This is so unfair.
It's really refreshing and it's great
This
for
is
the summer
so
months.
unfair. I like. I need to be eating your food while we're talking. This is just not. This, as they would say, some people say, not correct. It's just not correct.
I should have
Okay.
sent you some down there first. Then you
Oh
have
well,
it.
we got to do a part two. But wow,
Yes, you
wow,
do.
wow. Okay, so cheesecake, carrot cake. What are some other hits?
Let's see, a chocolate, double chocolate cake. That's sugar free also.
Okay, that's my order. Carrot and chocolate. Go
All
ahead.
right.
That's my order.
Okay. Okay,
Oh,
that's good.
chocolate.
Almond,
Oh, not bad.
amaretto. That's a plain cake, a lemon pound cake.
No, I'm
Lemon.
not too much into lemon stuff, but the
No.
the
Okay.
carrot cake and the chocolate, the breaks right there. But keep on going.
An apple.
Make it
Apple
three.
crumb. Apple crumb.
Make it three. Right, just trifecta. Trifecta. Like let's get. You said you casino stuff. That's my trifecta.
Yeah.
Wow. So each one of those, did those come from your thought process or from what people were saying they wanted?
Repeat that again.
So all the cakes that you just listed or the
Right.
pastries,
Yes.
did those creations come from your initiative or from your clientele saying we want this?
It's my initiative because I know everybody likes chocolate. I picked the carrot cake because I love carrot cake. It's my favorite cake. And I know a lot of people love carrot cake, so I picked that one. And the lemon cake, you're the first, but most people like the lemon.
Some like lemon cake that has
Apples,
apple. Oh yes. Oh
well, that's
yes.
some for everybody. So,
Well,
you know.
well, if you ever make it to Toronto and it's spring or summer,
Hmm.
I had this experience about a little over a week ago. Went to a
Hmm.
farm and picked fresh strawberries,
Oh, wow. That's nice.
and picking them and just eating them like fresh.
Hmm.
The taste was all that,
I
and also
bet.
it's a big, huge farm, and they have apples come in season in about
Hmm.
next month or so. So if you ever make it up here and it ain't winter, I'll
Oh, I
definitely
would love to.
I would love you to. I'd love to take you to this place and just see like
Wow.
fresh. Like they grow pears there. They have apples. They had beans. In season right now is the strawberries and the
Oh,
beans,
that's nice.
and
Very nice.
and like they also there's a huge field of just sunflowers.
Hmm. Oh, it's my favorite flower.
Huge field of just
I
sunflowers.
bet that's beautiful.
Yeah, so and they sell stuff right on site too, so you know that
Hmm.
it's
Hmm.
really quality stuff.
Right. That's very nice.
Yeah,
Looking
that
forward to
is
it, Dr. Rod.
all right. We're gonna make it happen. This is beautiful.
All
This is
right.
beautiful. So so business wise,
Hmm.
how has business changed for you over the last few years, especially in regards to the pandemic? How did that, you said you need a backup. How has your business approach, if at all, changed over the last, well, now 3 years?
Well, it changed not so much in the stores, but it did change in the casino. Uh, they're basically coming back finally, but their
Nice.
approach is slightly different. They don't have it in a buffet like they used to. It's mainly in a lot of the restaurants now. So that's how they do it now. So we just are selling to restaurants more so than the buffet and the restaurants.
So when you say selling, so you had mentioned earlier on in our conversation, you did a presentation, there were chefs there. Is that basically the process you have to go through for each casino that you want
Oh
to
yeah,
get your
yes. You have to meet with the chefs. You also have to have some of the states. You have to have a license too. So it just depends on how far where you're going to sell or have the product shipped to. Um, right after you have it, and they decide, oh, we're interested, then uh, the truck will pick up all. They'll make their order, and the truck picks everything up from the contractor. Then it's delivered fresh right to the casino. So
so how do you decide who to approach casino wise?
I just have a list of casinos that I'm interested in based on how they're doing. Do my
Okay.
research on the actual casino and how they're
Okay.
doing financially. If they still open, it's a whole lot of things. Casinos can be iffy, so you have to make sure you do your research on the casino to make sure that is a good casino to go to. I've been pretty fortunate with a lot of casinos I've worked with. They've been really
I
great.
would I wouldn't say fortunate. You've been very blessed,
Yes, I am very blessed for sure.
very blessed,
Yes,
and
indeed.
I want people to hear. Adrian has said the word research a few times in this
Yes,
conversation.
you have to do your research.
Thank you, thank you. If she
Yes.
didn't have to do her research, she may not be in Whole Foods. She may not be in casinos.
Hmm.
So that is part of the process.
Yes.
Part of the process. So I want to hear from you. Give me a funny story that's happened along the journey.
I'm not really good with funny stories. I don't even know what I could think of that's funny along the
Okay,
journey. I
okay.
try
Let
to
me put
think
it.
of what that,
Okay, let me ask you this question then.
right?
When you were you ever at a point where you said, "I can't take on this many orders. How are we going to do it?"
No, I don't look at it that way. I'm like, how are we going to do it? But I'm also looking at we're going to do it and we're going to figure
Good,
out how.
good,
We map out a plan and we get it done. I've never looked at it that way. I'm usually, that's a good thing to happen when you have one too many orders. I've
nice.
had that before, but what I do is map out a plan and get it done. I take the orders in. There's a certain day I have ordering done, and then the orders go to the contractor. The contractor spits out the order basically in a certain amount of days. The order is now put into the trucks, and the trucks are picking it up and taking it to the destinations.
So, what is the usual? Because I don't use the word normal. The usual turnaround time for an order being placed at your contractor for it to be finished. And I know it can fluctuate depending on the number of orders a client puts in.
It's usually 5 to 10 days. It all depends on how many are put in at one time. We try to get them all in at once, or about a certain amount of time. This contractor likes volume. Um, they're usually ones that like to get 30 cases, or things like that, or they have a cutoff of how much volume they want, and the more is better. So they usually want the order to come in, and then they mass produce it. And each one has certain orders for certain stores. They all don't order the same thing the same way. So you have to keep all of them separate. You have your price sheet, and you also have a invoice that has to be typed up that goes to the store. That's once the product's delivered, it goes there to the store with the invoice, and then you have your own copy, of course, here and at home to keep, and as well, and keep your own books, and then of course it goes from there. But that's the process basically for that.
And now, so another people, if people don't know me, I don't watch a lot of TV, but the
Right.
shows I do watch on TV are the food shows.
Oh, Food Network.
But I especially like the restaurant shows where they get into food costs.
Yeah.
And I've chatted with a few foodies recently.
Hmm.
And when I ask them, do you know your food costs? They say no. Can you share with our budding food people who want to how important and critical it is to know your food costs, especially in the marketplace that you're in, which have probably average costs higher than the regular food costs?
Yeah, you should know your food costs as far as buying groceries and so forth, and even the cakes are expensive too. You know, when you buy, especially healthy food, it's going to be expensive. It's much, but it's very important for you to know those things for sure.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah,
Love it.
it's very
Love it.
important.
Love it. What
Very
is
important.
the what is the biggest order you've ever taken?
What is the biggest order I've taken? Well, the casino orders are really big. Usually they're like 40 cases at times, but
Which is how many
there's
in
six
total?
there's six cakes to a case, for example.
Okay. Wow.
So sometimes there's been 50, 60 cases. I've had that. Um, it just depends on how much they want to order. And
Yeah.
then the turnaround time could be within 7 days and you're ordering again. So it all depends on, yeah, it depends on how
Okay, okay,
busy
so
the casino
yeah,
is, because
yeah,
sometimes they have shows there and all things
yeah.
like they'll order for special events and things like that. So that could also be going on at the same time. Now they're starting shows again and all different um,
So
kind of.
let me ask. So casino puts an order in.
Mhm.
7 days time, they put another order in. Is it easy to get now? So is it easy to get your contractor just on a flip it on start producing? Is there ever times that they're producing other things and you have to wait?
Yeah, I've had a casino, for example. They would actually order every 5 days, the same exact thing. So
Right.
when they order the same exact order, he would automatically start making it. It's just it's just a rollover each week. So he would have it ready for the next week, for the next week. And it was mass produced every week. The delivery would go every Friday to this particular casino.
Wow.
So yes, they we can do it ahead of time where he has freezer space where the order's ready and ready to go for the next time. So you don't want to keep the chefs waiting long.
No, you
They
don't.
need the product fast so they can give to their customers when they come up to the casino to eat.
I would love to see this in action. No, I'm fascinated by the process here.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
because I see it so much on TV, but to see it with my own eyes
It's a
and
lot. It's great though. You got to make sure you stay on it and everything's moving along the way it's supposed to, and there's no glitches. So it works really well.
wow, wow. What do your parents have to say?
My parents are proud of me and they love coming over to eat. And my dad likes me when I bring him cookies and all kinds of things. He loves it. He even looks on the Instagram page and said to me, I think I'll have one of these, one of these, and one of these. So don't come over without it. So
That's
my mom
hilarious.
orders things. It's funny. I take her food over all the time. It's great. After I cook and do a lot of things for my Instagram page, I take a lot of food to her and she's eating my dad's, everybody.
Man, I need to get adopted into that family, man. I got to get adopted. I got to find a way of being like an honorary member of your family to just some of
Oh,
this stuff.
anytime you ever come to the Jersey area, come on over.
Yeah, yeah. I I know your parents have meant the world to you.
Yes.
If you're comfortable, I'd love you to share a word for them or about them right now.
Um, uh, I want to thank them for all they've been to me. They've been a blessing. They've raised me. I hope they're proud of me, and I love them dearly. I have the best parents ever, but I'm more importantly, I'm just so glad they taught me who God is.
And words for your husband.
Uh, I love him very much, and I'm so thankful to have him as a partner to be by my side.
Because not every business that's husband and wife goes smooth.
Yes, that's right. Everybody has their moments. Everybody has their
Got it.
moments, but we work
Got
well
it.
together.
Wonderful. What do you do when you turn it all off? Or do you turn it all off?
It's hard for me to turn it off. I don't turn it off that often like I should, but when I do, we do watch certain movies. We go to the beach. I love sitting on the beach and relaxing by the water. We do that a lot. I spend time with my parents. My mom is 86, and my dad just turned 89. So
Wow. How long have they been married for?
my parents are not married anymore, but my dad's remarried. That's okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
All right.
that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So it's great. I love being around them and hanging out with them. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm the same way with my folks. I love hanging out with elders.
Yeah, aren't they
It
fun?
is because they've lived it.
Yeah, they do, and they give you a lot of wisdom.
And they ain't afraid to say whatever they want to say
No,
either.
no. As long as I'm not in the doghouse, it's great.
Oh, good stuff. Where
Yeah.
do you see the vegan, sugar-free dessert marketplace going in the near future, in the future?
I think it's going to go nothing but up, and I plan to be a part of it.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to definitely come out with my product. I'm excited about it, so I'm just tweaking it. Then I have to still find another contractor that does that kind of baking, because the contractor I have is not the contractor I'm going to use for this. I need a dedicated facility that will
Yeah.
be able to mass produce my product in a
Yeah.
healthy way. So I'm really excited about that. And that's what I see going in that direction. I think it's going to definitely be vegan and gluten-free for a long time.
It's one of the blessings I have, because I've done so many of these. There's so many people that are rolling in my head, and actually it's a very, very, very close associate of mine. Our families have known each other forever, and she has a nonprofit that she started here that helps BIPOC women get from food to shelf.
Wow. That's
And
great.
she's very, very passionate about that. Very, very passionate.
Fabulous.
And I'd say, you know what? I'd love you to just have a conversation just to know each other.
Oh, I would love to. I'd be honored to meet her.
Yeah, because yeah, she's a forward thinker like yourself, and she's fighting
Mhm.
for BIPOC women to get from, and she knows her stuff. Just like, she's just like, when she comes on the platform, it's like a master class.
Wow, that's fabulous.
Like she knows what you need to do, like it's bang. So that's someone I'd love to
meet her. That would be great.
Have you meet, because that's just to know each other, and both you, I have high regard for both of you, and I'd love to bring
Thank you so much.
Successful people together.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Let me ask, what would Adrienne today say to the Adrienne that started that baking in her young days, 11, 12 years old? What would you tell her that if you go back in time?
I would tell her, I'm so happy you didn't give up on your dreams, and keep going forward. When things get tough, keep pushing, and make sure to put God first always, and He will direct your path.
I don't think there's anything else that needs to, like I said, stick it. I'll say it, stick it with a fork. It's done. Stick it with a fork into some gluten-free chocolate cake with icing.
All right. I'm going to send you some down there, Dr. Dr. Vibe. You wait.
And also some carrot cake.
All
and
right.
Some apple. And I'm telling you, I'm closing my eyes. I'm visualizing, just going on Instagram Live. And that's, Adrienne, come on. I'm just going to invite Adrienne, come on, and I'll give you a critical review in real time.
Oh, that would be great. I would love it.
I would just go and say, oh my goodness, I may fall off my chair.
Part two.
Part
Definitely.
2. Yes. Yes. Well, look, I would like you for having patience with me, first and foremost, and also everything you and your family, that's including your. Oh, actually, one other thing. Is there
Yeah,
anyone
sure.
other than your parents and your husband you'd like to shout out and thank?
I wanted to say hi to my sister. She's in Atlanta, and she's getting ready to move tomorrow. So I just want to wish her well, and I'm happy for her and proud of
Excellent. So I will say, I'm happy for everything the team, the family has done,
her.
is doing, and will be doing. I'm looking forward to that IG live. I'm gonna, you know what? I may just buy a special fork for that event. Maybe I buy a gold fork or something like that for that event.
I'll send you one of those too.
Oh, you're hard on me, but I love you. So everybody who's watching this live on the replay, there's her contact information. I've shown it throughout the conversation. Actually, there is something else we need to do. I just totally I forgot here. Want to
Okay.
show at least one other thing. Yes, there is an ebook.
Yes, there's the ebook. Yes, definitely. Has 25 dessert recipes. 50, I'm sorry. So if anybody would like to purchase one, it's on my website. Adrian at Adrian C.
And there is, look at some of these things: delightful breads, tempting bars, scrumptious cakes and brownies,
Thank
mouth-watering
you.
pies, tasty tarts, cookies worth craving. You're
And
hard, you know.
they're easy recipes too, to make. So
Okay, so you
enjoy
know
them.
what? I may have to get one of these and maybe do an IG live to see if I do an IG live, have you on and walk me through cooking this stuff.
Oh, I would love to do that. I'll be in the
I
kitchen
think
doing that. That'd be fun.
that well, me in an apron, that'll be interesting. Classic frozen desserts, heavenly chocolate treats. They're easy to make, family friendly, and guaranteed to delight. Okay.
Right.
Okay. All right. All right. I think, look at this cover. Look at that. What's that?
It looks like the citrus cake. It's like a loaf cake with a citrus type glaze to it. It's really,
Mm,
and it has like
look at this. Oh,
poppy seed.
oh, chocolate here.
Yes,
Good. I see.
double
I've got good.
chocolate, double
I
chocolate with chocolate
I
chips.
have. Look at this. What's this?
That's the tempting
Temp.
bars, strawberry bars, strawberry and
Okay.
blueberry bars. They're like you make them and put them in the freezer, take them out and cut them up.
This is so out of bounds.
Some of them you don't have to even bake. Some things are just you don't have to worry about the baking sometimes, especially when it's warm out.
Wow. What this?
That's the one my dad wanted to order. Peanut butter and jelly brownies.
Okay. Look at this. I like this. I want the rest. Yes, I like that. I like that. I want very nice marketing.
Right,
Okay.
thank you.
What are
That's a
these?
cherry
What
pie.
cherry? Okay, let me just go back here.
Yeah.
So that's cherry pie.
Yes.
Is that cherry? What's this one?
Which one?
What's this
There's
middle?
a blueberry and apple. That's sweet potato.
Oh, number
Yeah.
4. I
And
don't want to
that's
go
that
through that.
tart.
You
That's the
punish me. We're
tart.
not going over that. That's enough punishment.
Right.
Sorry. Then
That's
we
the
have this.
chocolate tart.
Ouch. And this.
Chocolate tart with
Oh
like
yeah.
crushed almonds on it.
Oh,
Yeah. That's a
cookies
big
with.
chocolate chip cookie that you do in a skillet. And you drizzle a little bit of peanut butter on top.
Why do I want to end this now? I'll go on. Let's just go to some muffins here.
Yes. Those are like
Okay.
cookies.
Okay.
Peanut butter cookie dipped in chocolate with crushed nuts on.
Oh my.
Those
Classic
are
frozen.
popsicles. Like a frozen yogurt popsicle
Yes.
you might want to
Okay.
have on a really hot day.
We've had a number of them in Toronto.
You're right. You're right.
So what do we
Over
have here?
That's a popsicle with like coconut water and fruit. So
Oh,
you make the popsicles and you put the coconut water inside, you put the fruit in it, you put the sticks in, put them in the freezer, pull them out the next day, run it over like a little bit of warm water, and enjoy.
and this is a more popsicle. What's this bad boy?
That's like a blueberry sorbet.
Wow.
And lemon sorbet. They're great to have like on a hot day too as well. You can take it and put it on an ice cream cone if you want.
Okay, and we've got, what's this nonsense? I mean, sarcastically.
Chocolate. That's like chocolate and peanut butter cups.
And we've got that. What's this?
That is like a chocolate bark. That's something for Valentine's Day. You put a couple of little red jimmies on it if you want to make them for the kids or something. You break it up and give them something, a non-dairy chocolate that's really healthy to eat instead of them eating the real sugary chocolate. You see what I'm saying? So that's really healthy.
So after watching this, do you see what I'm just putting the cursor on here, folks? Do you see what's showing here? You want the recipes. Yes, you want the recipes. All right. Oh my, that was, what a way to end this conversation. Oh my,
Yeah,
oh my, oh my. All right.
I got an order to send you, Dr. Vibe.
Oh, and I've got special microphones for me now for Instagram Live, so I won't be using the built-in microphone anymore on my tablet.
Right.
I've got special
Good
microphones. So yes, so you can really get the deep enjoyment as I swallow the taste. Well, Adrienne, again, thank you so much for taking the time. Blessings to you and your family and your team. And I will just leave you with this. Remember, don't just manage your time, manage your energy.
Yes.
And remember to give yourself grace.
Yes, thank you. And thank you for having me on the show. It's been a blessing.
Anytime. The mic is open.
Really enjoyed it.
Thank you so much. Take care and God bless.
You too. God bless you too.
Bye-bye. Family, I'm hungry. I'm so darn hungry. I just joking aside, this is amazing and great. And definitely the world, as we all know, we want to be more health conscious. We want to live longer. We want to live stronger. This is a person that is doing it and doing it big and going to get bigger. So certainly reach out. Again, I'll put her contact information up on the screen again. Reach out and just even if you just go to the website, that's a big thing. All right. So it's Dr. Vibe here, host and producer of the Ordinary Dr. Vibe show, the home of epic conversations. And I'm the host of Epic Conversations. If you want to touch base with me, those are all the different ways: website, email, YouTube and Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can also check me out on TikTok. Just put Dr. Vibe. Don't want to make it hard for you. So that is it. That is all for another epic conversation. As always, I like to close out my conversations with this. Live your life as a dream. If you can dream it, you can make it. Sometimes you have to get smaller to get stronger. Block assumptions. Then aim bigger, aim better, aim higher, aim wider. Love, faith, and respect. And remember to give yourselves grace. God bless. Peace, well, keep the faith and walk good. And we will see you soon. And also follow the Dr. Vibe show on YouTube or on Facebook, where you'll get updated on more epic conversations like this. It may not be a conversation that's as delicious as this, but it's still going to be an epic conversation. All right. Take care. Be well.